Hey everybody, coffee with Karen. Click. This is one of my favorite mugs from our shop. Yep, I'm a ray of effing sunshine. So you can get this in our shop. So come have some coffee with me today. I'm kind of in this mode of talking about things that I'm discovering may not have been truthful. And I think it's important for us to take a look at it. It doesn't mean I'm interpreting things correctly. But I'm on the awakening process, let's just say. Okay. And yesterday I was talking about the butterfly transforming from the cocoon, because that's basically what the lead team has told us in the month of April that's happening. All right, that we're, some people are still wrapped tight in the cocoon. Some of us are coming out of it, and some of us have been out of it for a while. Okay, who they're kind of reaching their hand, their little wings up to us, like, come up here, you know. But I wanted to talk about this documentary that I watched from Al Jazeera. Is that how you say that? And it was a documentary. So I'm going to talk about that. Actually, let me tell you what we're doing today. So I'm going to talk about that, and then I'm going to ask the lead team a few questions about that. It's not a full Ask the Spirit Guide session. I'm just going to ask them a few questions based on what I discussed with you today. And then we'll ask the lead team for an oracle message for us to leave with. Okay. So yeah, so great documentary. I will post the link below in the description if you want to watch it. It's worth watching. It's really eye-opening. Now, whoever put the documentary together, we're using discernment. So, it's just part of a puzzle that I think is interesting and worth looking into, or at least considering that might be going on. All right. So, and it does impact me, because I have a niece and nephew who are Jewish, and they both went through Hebrew school. I think, yeah. And one of my niece went to the program where she went to Israel, the Birthright program. Okay. So, when it hits close to home, when I listen or watch a documentary like this, that may be telling a truth that is hard to hear. Okay. Again, allegedly entertainment purposes only. So, basically what I got from this, and again, I would encourage you to watch it on your own and make your own decisions, obviously, about it. So what it sounds like is that, just like the rest of us, for many different ways, about our history, about our political system, about current events that happen, it's becoming more and more obvious that we have not been told the truth about things, right? So, and again, I think that's part of, once you start coming out of the cocoon, then you start seeing it more and more. And once you can accept it and go through the grieving process of it, okay, then you can start really seeing it without absorbing it, which is kind of where I'm at. So this documentary is basically showing the story of how Jewish Americans are educated regarding the state of Israel, and how they are taught about the state of Israel. And it is, if you watch it, what it looked like to me was cult making. It was so, it's so obviously brainwashing and developing a cult. Okay. Which is why it's quite disturbing. And it goes through college. I mean, it's like this whole thing. Now, they're basically whistleblowers young Jewish Americans who have been educated through this system, who went to on their birthright trip. Some of them joined the Israeli army, which apparently is made up of many. Actually, I don't have the exact number. I guess if I'm remembering this correctly, 60,000 American Jews live in Israel. If I'm remembering that correctly, if I heard that correctly. But there are many Jewish Americans fighting in the Israeli army. Okay. And they're basically, if you believe what they're telling us in this documentary, they're basically training children, educating children, Jewish Americans, really, really early on to fight to the death, basically, for Israel, which basically is the Zionist movement, right? That's the whole Zionist movement. And they're doing it. There are many that are doing it, and several who were actually in the Israeli army, or whatever they call it, who now are talking about how that's probably not appropriate, what they're doing to the Palestinians. Which, I guess, I don't even know, like, even having this conversation right now, didn't they just pass a law that, this is alleged, guys. I don't know. I'm just exploring. Then they just have like, someone might call this conversation anti-Semitic. No, it's not anti-Semitic. I have no problem with the Jewish faith. I have no problem with Jewish people who, obviously have no problem with it. What I do have problem with, though, is not being told the truth. That's what I have a problem with. Not being told the truth about what actually happened when they formed the state of Israel. Who did they take the land from? That's the problem I have, not being told the truth. If you can't tell the truth about something, then you shouldn't be doing it. You shouldn't be doing it. This entire thing, and again, this is just one example of how the world is functioning, that we're finding out all over the world, right? Of how there's just these hidden things going on all over the place. I'm sorry, but if you have to hide it, then you're doing something wrong. Then you're doing something wrong. You shouldn't be doing it. You're doing something that Jesus wouldn't have done, right? Or God wouldn't approve of, right? Because it's not truthful. It's one of the 10 commandments, isn't it? Tell the truth. Something like that. I don't have them memorized. I got the gist, though. So, if the truth is, if this documentary is correct, the truth is there were people on that land, just like there were people on the land of the United States when they got here. And we don't want to face that truth because we don't want to have to pay them for the land we stole from them. We, meaning our ancestors, right? So they did the same thing in 1948. And now they make the Palestinian people look like they're the evil ones. No. So here, European Jews were persecuted during World War II and had horrific things done to them. Absolutely horrific. I'm not doubting that. I'm sure there's things we didn't learn the truth of, but I'm not doubting that that happened to a lot of people. And I'm not doubting that that Jewish heritage has been treated a certain way for a very long time. Why? Because that's actually happened to all religious groups, even Christians. It's happened to all religious groups. Okay. So I'm not doubting that really horrific things happened and that maybe as a culture, as a religion, they really would prefer to have a place to go to that they can feel safe. I have no doubt about that. That makes sense to me. But if you did that, if you literally did the same thing that people had just done to you so that you can feel safe, and then you've built this entire thing on a lie, and it's still being perpetuated today as a lie, and they're using, and well, at least this documentary was about Jewish Americans, so Jewish Americans. I don't know if they're doing it where else they're doing this. I don't know if they're doing it to Jewish Germans, Jewish Dutch, Jewish Swiss, Jewish Indian. I have no idea. I have no idea if this kind of education is education in quotes. I have no idea how far they were only focused on Jewish Americans. So what's really cool is in this documentary, they show these very young people. And I'm like, you go. So brave. Oh my gosh, so brave. I was not that brave at that age. I'm just starting. Again, I've been in a cocoon. I am just starting to spread my wings, feeling a little braver. Even having this conversation again, you could, it does gives me a little pause, but people, the intention's there. You just want to get to the truth. You want to just, we can't keep living this way. We can't keep living this way. So anyways, there's these very young people who have gone through this one woman who actually started this movement or whatever, this organization. She's got to be like 25. I mean, she's young. So not that 25 is young, but it is young. I mean, compared to me, it's young. So, and thinking of myself at 25, like what I was doing, So she basically has started this organization that because she started getting a sense that when she went over to Israel, what they were saying about Palestine and the Palestinian people didn't feel right. So what she did is she took a tour of is it Palestine? I feel like I'm saying that wrong, but so the area that Palestinians are not allowed to like go into, even though they live there, they're not allowed to like walk on the street and stuff, even though that's their land. But anyway, so they get beat up. The Israeli soldiers are not, American Israeli soldiers are not very nice to them. And at least what they showed on the documentary. So anyway, so she saw that and she started hearing a different truth. So she's flying, like she's out of the cocoon. Okay. And there are several others too, young people that they were interviewing. And this is why you might see groups, Jewish Americans against what's happening in Palestine, right? So that was really helpful because I didn't know the whole history of that until like literally like 6 months ago. That is how much of the cocoon I've been in. I've been in a cocoon. But I just wasn't exposed to that kind of stuff because I hadn't been watching the YouTubes. There's no YouTubes for me. I was doing other stuff. So, yeah. Oops, my canner's going off. It's going to keep beeping at me, isn't it? Let me see if it stops. It's ready. I did chicken thighs today. I found some chicken thighs on sale, and I usually I'm very particular, and I can be financially. I'm very particular about the meat that I buy. So I found some, if I find any sale, I'm like, okay, you know, um, the chicken I buy have to be, raised 100% grass, free, that type of thing. So, anyways, yeah, so I just canned 5 cans of chicken thighs. I'm really into this canning. I love it. So much fun. So, anyways, I just wanted to share that because it's just one more, what we were talking about last night, one more area. There's just, I think I'm getting to the point where and we've been talking about this a little bit, just question everything. Question everything you've ever been taught, not in a depressing way, but just get used to questioning everything and get used to questioning any old tactics of things, especially our systems have been doing for a very long time. And the more we do that, and not just in a like, I'm never going to believe you type of thing, but like really discerning questioning, the more we can do that, the more we're going to wake up, the more we're going to see the truth. And then the more we can demand the truth. Demand the truth. Then, if we can demand the truth, we can actually fix things. We cannot fix things when nobody knows the truth. We just can't. And that's why all around the world, we've been going left and right, left and right, left and right, and nothing ever gets done. Nothing ever changes except the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer, right? Enough. Enough of the games. I'm over it. All right, let's ask a few questions here. So I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides and guardians, and ask Archangel Michael to please protect my channel, your channel, our community, the lead team collective, so it is only of the highest and purest light. So this is the second episode I'm recording today, hence the same shirt I'm wearing. You can always tell when I do a couple back to back, right? So I've already done the law of challenge and we're good there. And I cleared my energy. So they're not, can you guys confirm that your responses here, well, are your responses picking up on my energy? No. Okay. So can you confirm that my energy is not considered, or my biases are not considered in your responses? Yes, you're confirming that? Yes. Okay, thank you. Because I don't want that. I do not want that. Okay. All right. So, lead team. Regarding the programming, it's actually a good way to say it. Regarding the programming that Jewish American kids go through, is there... how do we want to ask this? And if you guys have extra questions, like if this is a topic that's super interesting to you, I don't know why it would be, but it might be. It's more about the truth of things. That's really what we're talking about here. It's not specifically this topic. It's just an example of discovering things that may not be as truthful as we thought they were. And that will help us just get more discerning about things, I think. Okay, so... how do I ask this? Are Jewish American children being manipulated through the education program? Yes. Okay. That's pretty much it. That's all I need to know. And again, it's not just them, it's all of us. It's just that's one particular area. Is that true? Yes. I mean, think of all the wasted time, you guys, of our schooling. Just think about it. Think of all the wasted time of your schooling, I mean, I wouldn't say it's all wasted. No, they're saying no. Okay. But is this the time we're in right now? I haven't looked at the astrology. In fact, the forecast is coming up this week for the Spirit Circle, so we'll see what May is going to bring. But boy, oh boy, April, their messages for April were on point, I'll tell you that. Um, so is this just a time in our history that truth is going to be the most important thing? Is that where we're going? Yes. Is that a part of the rise of the divine feminine as well? Yes. Okay. That makes sense to me. And that's why, is that why things are a little like we're on shaky ground because people who don't want the truth to come out, they want to play these same old games, right? Yes. Okay. Will there be more Jewish Americans who, quote unquote, wake up to this brainwashing that they've had? Yes. Is it common knowledge now among Jewish American teenagers, let's say, that this brainwashing has gone on? Yes. Oh, great. Okay. You can thank social media for that, probably, huh? Yeah, and but the thing is are we going to be, I'm not on TikTok, but are people on TikTok going to be blocked now because Larry Ellison is the one who purchased it? Yes. Okay. So like this kind of conversation would be difficult to have on TikTok. Yes. It looks like there's another platform, Lob, you looking into it, called Rumble, and where people like this conversation would probably be better to have on Rumble because they are, yes, okay. Oh, I don't want to do two platforms. But this conversation would be better to be had on Rumble because you just don't get, who knows? Who knows if this video will even go anywhere because I'm just, you know, am I safe in having this conversation on YouTube? Yes. Am I safe from any kind of law or anything that they're trying to pass about anti-Semitic messaging? Yes. Okay. I'm trusting you guys. That's something that they, have recently been talking about. So, because God forbid you can't even question. Because if you question, then you're an anti-Semite. And I'm like, yeah, that's not true. That's not true. It's not true. SGs are like, yes. Do you guys think that's true? That if you question, then you're an anti-Semite? No. Yeah. But boy, it's just been not even that long ago that there's no way I would have ever touched this topic. There's no way because I would have been afraid of being called an anti-Semite like 6 months ago, 8 months ago, easily. My whole education, I would have never touched this topic. And they did that well, didn't they? Yeah. That's all about part of that programming that we've all been through. Now, they're like, yes. Am I questioning that people haven't had situations that are anti-Semitic? No, I'm not questioning that at all. Of course they have. Just like I have had situations that were not helpful from a feminist standpoint, from being a female, you know? So, yeah, I'm not questioning that at all, of course. So that's a different conversation, but you see how they can twist stuff? People might take something and twist it. Yeah. But until we can actually have these conversations without fear of being called something, a racist or whatever, we're not going to be able to, you know, be truthful about things. So check out the documentary, you guys. Let me know what you think if you have time to watch it. It's really good. It's really good. But I didn't look into anything else beyond that. It looked like they did a good job presenting both sides of the story. So I felt like, because there was, there were people that were questioning what the kids are doing and, and why things are fine, So I think the person who did the documentary, I feel like did pretty good. Ooh, Dragon Oracle. I'm pulling a message. Do you guys want me to do Dragon Oracle? That'd be cool. So, Dragon Oracle. Let me see if that's the one they want me to use. So, do you guys want me to use Dragon Oracle? Ooh, yay. Yes. Okay. All right, let me go get the Dragon Oracle, and I'll be right back, and we'll pull a message for today. Thanks for being here. Okay, Dragon Oracle by Diana Cooper, who also wrote, oops, I'm missing the book. All right, let me find that 1 second. Okay, so lead team, what message would you like us to have today from the Dragon Oracle? Anything relevant to our discussion? Just about, really coming to terms with things that we're taught. Really coming to terms with that. Huh. Oh, interesting. I don't know if that's the one they want, but that was sticking out. Sometimes I like it when they just throw them, like they just pop out. Some decks are, like that one just kind of popped out. Some decks are a little stickier than others. Okay, so lead team, do you want me to read the first card that popped out? No. How about that second one? Do you want me to read that one? Yes. Any others? No? Okay. All right. So let's take a look. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so you want to take a look at the picture first? Interesting. Looks like a dragon holding a banana. So, what the heck? Oh, it's like a leaf or something. Okay, so Alpha Dragon harnesses the divine masculine power of creation. Oh, listen to this. Destroy the old. Visualize your dream. Help to manifest a new world. Wow. Wow. Harnesses the divine masculine power of creation. How I'm resonating with that right now is I actually feel, with my questioning everything and demanding the truth on things, that's just kind of how my energy is right now, that I actually have a little bit more masculine energy. Like I'm finding a balance actually between my feminine energy and my masculine energy. Like that's more masculine energy to me. So that just kind of, I feel more alpha now, that I'm kind of very clear, more clear than I've been in my entire life, I feel like, on what I expect now, which I think is really fascinating at 56. And that's why I have so much respect for those that are doing that work in that documentary at such a younger age, because they're very clear at age 25. Which I think that's why, to me, that's very impressive, because in this lifetime, I wasn't that clear at age 25. I have been basically questioning my whole life. And probably because they've kept me confused. I've just been confused my whole life. Anybody else feeling that way? That you're like, oh, well, that's why. It's because they wanted us in confusion. That's kind of how I feel about it. Okay, the Alpha Dragon. Alpha Dragons are bringing you a very special message. You are being called to demonstrate creative forces in your current project or experience. So ask these magnificent beings to assist you, and know that their masculine energy will empower and strengthen you as you visualize what you want to build. Like, I want to build a society, a world all around the world of just truth. Let's just be truthful for once. Jeez. You know, if we were truthful, we probably, if we could just live in the truth, we probably wouldn't have depression. We probably wouldn't have anxiety. We probably wouldn't have people who are hungry. We probably wouldn't need drugs or alcohol or gambling if we had the truth, you know, but it's so hard to get it when you haven't been given the truth your entire life, you know? So that's what I want to build. You can also ask these dragons to support you in constructing our new fifth dimensional world as you hold the vision of the new golden age, which is kind of interesting because Trump uses that word, golden age. So that's kind of interesting. They can take your pictures and breathe life into them. So as you hold the vision of the new golden age, they can take your pictures and breathe life into them. This is a card of raw power and creation, so ensure your intentions are pure. Very cool. Very cool. Just think about what we've been talking about. Destroy the old, visualize your dream, help to manifest a new world. The power of creation. Wow. Very cool. Thank you, lead team. That's amazing message for today. All right, you guys, if you like these kind of conversations, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. It just helps us to know if you do like the Coffee with Karens. Helps to get the messages out there. Again, this one, topic-wise, who knows? Who knows how the algorithm might not want to pick this up? Stop that, algorithm. That's not telling the truth. That's not telling the truth, trying to control the messaging. Stop that. All right, you guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.